What's up, guys? It's Devin. I have a COMC breakdown. I used some of my store credit. This is what I like to do in COMC. Use my store credit, buy some things on the site that I think are a little undervalued, and then have them shipped to me, and then I'll sell on eBay at card shows and try to get some of my money back. Now, if you're not familiar with COMC and how selling works there, you have to pay to get the item listed, which can vary. Their cheap option is 50 cents. Their more expedited service is $1, which I think is like 2-week turnaround time. There is extra cost for PSA slabs and or something that is sealed from the production company. Those are an extra 50 cents. So if you're doing it select, which is a 2-week turnaround, and it's a slab, it's $1.50, or it's $1 if it's just a regular card. Now, that's just the listing price. When you sell, it's a 5% fee. So you sell something for $100 on COMC, you're going to return $95 in store credit. Now, the kicker is if you want to withdraw your store credit from Check Out My Cards and you've stacked up some sales, and you're like, hey, I got $1,000 that I've sold, I returned $950 after the 5% fee, so I have $950 in store credit on COMC, and I would like that in cash in my hand. I don't want to buy anything on COMC. You then have to pay a 10% fee. So the $950, you would net 90% of that, so you would actually get $855 back. Now, for me, what I try to do to avoid paying that 10% fee is if you buy items with your store credit, you do not have to pay that 10% fee. So I take the time and I search every day, every other day for stuff that is maybe underpriced, maybe mislisted in price, whatever it may be. I think it's got a chance to increase, buy stuff in the off season, whatever it is. Take it off COMC, have it shipped to me, and try to get my cost back so I don't have to pay the 10%. So the items you see in front of you, there was 23 items that I ended up purchasing in this batch. The total cost came out to $644. That's including shipping. They have fees and supplies for top loaders and things like that, shipping and handling. So $644 was my all-in cost for all of this stuff. Now, my goal is to return $644 with everything that I have in front of me. That is my utmost goal. If I return anything else on top of that, it's a big bonus. Ideally, my goal is to return 95% of that. So it's going to be $612 is my goal. That means I would save 5% in fees, which would make my overall selling fees roughly around 10% instead of 15%. That's the goal. So 612 is going to be kind of the earmark shot that I'm going to try to get for all this stuff. And then I did have estimated value of everything from this specific batch. It ended up being $768 was estimated full market value. So I paid $644 all in, $768 is the estimated market. I paid roughly around 84%. So ideally, if I can return 85% of market, I can be right at where I need to be. That's where my goal is. Unfortunately, things happen and things decrease in price, so we'll see what happens. First card up is actually going to be this 2012 Select Dirk Nowitzki PSA 10 first year select. I'm actually going to give this away, and I included that in the cost. I have a buddy I went to school with in college, and I coached him in basketball 1 year after I graduated and he was still in school. He named his son Dirk. So I'm going to ship this out to him so he can have it for his son's collection when he gets older. So that was card number 1. Now everything else is the stuff that I got to return that's $644 from. There's 3 Pokemon slabs. You had a 2001 Japanese Web Ivysaur First Edition as a 10. You also had the War Turtle from 2001 Japanese Web First Edition as a 10. And then you had a base set unlimited 1999 Blastoise Holo as a 5. So those were 3 of the more valuable slabs. That'll be a big chunk of the value. And then some of the raw stuff. You got a Skybox Preemptive Strike Edgerrin James. This is going to be a Rubies out of 100. So number 7 out of 100 there on the back. SP Game Used Edition Daryl Dawkins autograph on card numbered out of 100. Beautiful blue ink, nice and bold, on card auto serial numbered. This is the one from the batch that's going to be unfortunate. I think he literally just went on the IR or the 10-day IR at the beginning of this month in May. He was having a slow start. He's got some right hand issues, so I don't know if that's going to be a long-term thing for him. Hopefully it's not, because this was a good chunk of the price. But a Transcendent auto out of 10 of Yordan Alvarez. And then the last raw one was a Flawless Legends Diamond out of 10 of Brett Favre. So that stack right there is kind of the bulk of the value. That's the giveaway to my friend. And then this is going to be some cheap Pokemon slabs that I found. I think I've been having success with the low-end value stuff, and so I'm going to continue with that. And these are going to be all things that I'll probably bulk out in a bulk value price to people that, you know, want to buy lots, or if there's something I feel like undervalued, maybe I'll take it out and give it a chance to sell at a show. 2000 Pokemon TV Meowth Rules as a 5. 1999 Potion Unlimited as an 8. Magnezone EX Ultra Rare as a 5. McDonald's Collection Pikachu Holo from the 25th as a 7. First edition Fire Energy as a 7. Another Pikachu. It looks like this one might have a little crack in it, which is definitely unfortunate. Was not expecting that. I'll have to go back and look at the listing, but it looks like both of these might be cracked. I'll have to go back and check out my COMC purchases, because if those were not cracked when I purchased them, then, or not visible in the pictures, then I'm definitely going to reach out to COMC and mention that the slabs arrived cracked, because what I do and what I use them for, people will not buy cracked slabs, and there is no reason to reslab this at $15 a piece, because it's worth less than that. So that's a bummer to figure that one out. Hopefully there's no other issues with any of these other ones. From Burning Shadows, a Tapu Fini GX full art as a 7. Morpeko V Union Premium Playmat Collection as a 9. You got a Hyper Rare Superior Energy Retrieval as a 9. A Boss's Order Special Illustration Rare as a 7. Looks like that one's got an internal crack. It looks like it's okay on the outside. Internal cracks don't bother me as much. It's the stuff that when you feel it and you can feel the crack, that's the stuff that bothers me, because that's the stuff that people don't want. Cosmos Holo Fire Energy as a 9. Sabrina's Venomoth from Japanese Gym 2 as a 7. Entei from Shining Legends as a 6, full art. The Fortress EX Ultra Rare as a 7. And then the last one is going to be a Celebi from Vivid Voltage. I believe that's an Ultra Rare as a 3. So pretty low grade there. I'm assuming there's a crease somewhere in the card. That would be the only reason why something like that Ultra Modern gets a 3. So that's going to be everything. I'll have to figure out the listings on the Pikachus. I might have to reach out to COMC and see what's going on there. But other than that, that was the 23 items that I purchased in my last batch. I used $644 in store credit. The goal is to get back $644. That's the ultimate first goal. If that's not working out and I need to accept less because things decreased in value and I misrepresented the market value on some of the items, $612 is my secondary goal. That means I would net 95% of what I paid, would save me 5% in fees from COMC and cashing out. And then if I can return anything above 64, that's an ultimate bonus. So that's everything for my most recent batch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching and seeing the process that I use when I use my store credit from COMC. Everyone have a great day, and don't forget to smile. Later, guys.